Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
Yeah, I actually took my time to write that. This whole people don't even say good morning, they say GM. People say GM when they say goodbye. I don't know what the fuck that toxic positivity bullshit is, but get that fucking shit the hell off my station. Fucking nonsense. I'm sorry. Of all the things that came up in this chat while I'm trying to get all this IT shit under control that could really fucking rub a nigga the wrong way, it's that shit. That shit is just toxic positivity. People who write that are the most fake fucking people. See, I give a shit how your morning's going. That's why I read that bullshit. Anyhow, we're from the 90s. We don't do toxic positivity. We just do real shit. How the fuck you guys doing? It is it Monday? It doesn't even feel like Monday. Is it Monday? What the fuck? All right, 4 minutes to market open. For all my peoples that remember this show used to be a pre-market show. Let me make sure to fucking help you guys in the pre-market. So, real quick, what are we dealing with right now going into the bell? Well, that's a fucking load. Let's get our old, you know what? I seen this thing. They put it back. Where, it's okay, so they keep taking that thing in and out of the list is why that keeps vanishing. But I did save the correct exchange for it. You motherfuckers really fuck things up. Anyways. ATC beats. Don't feel no way. Welcome to the show. I haven't seen you before. No, man, it's all good. It's just a thing in Twitter, these cultural normalizations we see in Twitter. Like at the end of the day, right, everybody says GM all of a sudden, and that's sheep behavior, right? Because it's like today's fucking toxic positivity. Just the fact that it's become like this widespread greeting, that's herd behavior. I would never fucking indulge in that. To me, it's like crazy. Like no one who even tweets it knows where they got the idea to start posting it. But it's like when you hear when your friends use a specific street word and all of a sudden you're using it later at the dinner table, like what the fuck it means. Like to me, it's just like it's the most sheepish behavior. Nobody really speaks like that. U.S. domestic nat gas big names are ripping. Well, if you want to throw some names down about those, go ahead and throw some. Is Shreko giving us his analysis in the chat? I don't know. Wall of worry. I wouldn't call it a wall of worry. Well, for the sheeps it is, right? But obviously institutions don't consider it a wall of worry. Sheeps call it a wall of worry. And the wall of worry is being created by the media, which keeps everyone on the sidelines while institutions buy the living shit out of the market, right? Things like this, right? Where was mainstream media or anybody to give you an idea that this was something to even think about? Like, look where the bottom of that is. It's in October, right? We're out here in fucking June. You know how crazy that is? It's 9 months later, and it's like, okay, the market's rate is roaring back to life on the back of AI. bro, AI and Chat GPT have been up everyone's ass for some time now. But for anybody out there to tie it to like, major market movements and pay attention to this is like something that's really important, especially when AI is such a big productivity bump for all of mankind. It's kind of crazy it didn't get more attention when you saw people like, hey, I can write a kid's book in 10 minutes with this. Hey, I can design a website in 5 minutes with this. Hey, I can do all kinds of shit I didn't know how to do with this. Hey, I can make art that smokes Leonardo da Vinci with this shit in fucking 30 seconds. As soon as you see stuff like that, like the productivity gains that AI is giving, the average person is so beyond belief. I think people were just stunned by it, what you can actually do with AI now. Like you can do things that, none of us had the talent to do. The computer will do it for you. And it's kind of like, the acceleration of a calculator or graphing calculators and stuff, right? Those things can let you do computations that you'd have to do in like, in trigonometry or inside of like, calculus so fucking fast. And it's not that you can't do it by hand, but you just can't beat the calculator's speed in doing all the functions. AI has done that to like so many different things. It's actually fucking crazy. But, NVIDIA being a core player in this, like you think there would be enough people in Wall Street with enough fucking research and knowing the internals of NVIDIA that some research house would have come out and told you NVIDIA's balls deep in AI and AI could do this to the world. It just was ghost, right? The world's about to go into recession, Joe Biden, blah, 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 politics, this nonsense, that nonsense. And it kept everyone from thinking this could be possibly bullish, coming into the year. This is clearly an extension of a trend, right? NVIDIA has made a new high. It's an uptrend still. And right now was like, could it roll over? Could it roll over? I'm like, Jesus Christ, when are you going to tell anybody to even look at this thing on the bullish side? It's pretty crazy how long that, how good that sentiment's persisted and how strong that sentiment really is. Anyways, that being said, we're at 9:31. So let's look at something here. Did I do this on the last show? Did I draw that? That seems like a lot. Oh yeah, man, I guess it's been a long weekend. Yeah, Jesus, I almost forgot what the last show was about. Sorry, I'm like really out of it mentally. Not out of it for like analysis wise. I just forgot the last show. Oh yeah. So what did you guys think of that last one, Superstar? It was a little long, a little chill. Actually, before I do that, before I ask you that question, let me just go ahead and show you this real quick because we're right there. So markets open. Real quick, as far as you look at the waves go, right? We talked about this. We'd like to see another corrector structure like that playing out of that at this resolution is what we were talking about last time, right? And they're pretty steep. You have the Apple conference today. They may unveil VR, AR lenses, which everyone's really, hyped about. Right now, looking at this, right, you got a pretty clean box range. You could sit on top of that guy. You could see him push out in the session. It could still stay pretty sticked out. It's pretty crazy, but just be careful. The only thing that's really viable is like really low resolutions right now because, if you back up a little bit, he's pretty crazy. But Apple and these guys going into his conference today has good strength. I had meant to show you guys, such a douche, trading view, sorry. Thought I had this thing open. And I just wanted to show the pre-market what it was. The pre-market was all Apple, tech-wise. Really, the only other strength they have is energy and oil, stuff like that, because the Saudis moved again to make voluntary production cuts to continue to constrict the supply of oil and maintain its price strength and, continue the attack on the dollar. So right now you have a little pre-market action that was in energy. Markets are open, so definitely pay attention to that. And then Apple's going into the conference today. So that's where your main strength is. Not sure what Tesla's news is, but he's kind of different than the rest of tech. Remember we talked about tech was up so much, you probably look at some other places. There's a lot of stuff that can reprice when the biggest 15 companies in the United States fucking, reprice upwards to the degree Apple, Google, Facebook, and all these guys have. So we do want to pay attention if anything else might play catch up on the movements of NVIDIA and all those other guys, right? So right now, a little bit of energy action going into the morning. Okay, so yeah. Superstar was pretty much a fucking concept call on this show. And no, motherfuckers, I'm not adding every fucking show like that to the starter pack. The starter pack is going to be longer than like fucking like 3 different Lord of the Rings movies if we don't stop adding stuff to the starter pack. So you guys just going to have to go watch that one without me sticking it in the starter pack. But it's pretty funny. Every single show I do that has like lots of details. I stick that in the starter pack. And after I put all this stuff in the starter pack, is anybody using the starter pack to get started? Because like, my God. I'm hearing a lot of people saying they're having trouble working through the starter pack, which is stunning to me because I feel like you shouldn't have to work really hard to understand the starter pack. That's why it's called the starter pack, right? Don't make your well, okay, we'll make your own starter pack. I don't know, but yeah. Honestly, you should get up to speed using the starter pack. I left things pretty basic in there. I put a whole lot of concepts together in this most recent show that probably makes more sense and is more utilizable if you've been in one of our concept calls inside of Trading Lounge. So I still have my mask up because I'm not done burning. You know, it's one of those mornings. Well, I'm happy for you to be here live, my friend. Uno momento. Oh, right. Where did I put that? Good. Anyways, for real though, there's been so many good shows. Last one is definitely worth a rewatch. You know what? There's been so many good shows, makes me want to ask, what are the bad shows? You guys never tell me which ones those are. You just tell me this one's way better. So like, which one's it way better than? Because you know, all things are relative. No, I'm just fucking with you. Well, yeah. So that was a 2-hour show. I was actually pretty shocked that having started after an hour after the bell on a 2-hour show, that show still got 1,000 views. So you guys are still out there. You don't totally hate my guts. You know which ones are good. But yeah, pretty shocking. The last couple got 1,000. So I guess you guys did like them. They're a little long. These were all over like an hour and a half, and I didn't actually mean for this one to be 2 hours. That just got away from me. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. You learned a lot from it. Trying to put things together where, you know, a couple of concepts can be in there worth watching again, and you can always go back to these in the past and learn some stuff from them, you know? So, more than just a lot of people like, why do we rewatch old shows? Because, you know, there's value in the old shows. That's why. Uno momento again. I never know where this thing's at. All right. We are ready. Oh, come on. What do we got now? So, what did you guys learn from Superstar? Very curious, right? There were a lot of concepts in there. If you've been in concept calls, seen some of you guys talking the language a lot better in Trading Lounge. Definitely like that. Had some fallout post concept calls. They gonna learn. But for those of you that stuck around, that's lovely. Uno momento, por favor. What is this glitch?
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Oops. Okay, got that. The only ones you don't like are when they're too much Clonics talk. Why do we care if you don't like those shows? Talk about what's important to talk about. Everyone's got a problem about what they don't like. Pay attention to what you like. Focus on what you like over what you don't like. If we talk about it, it's worth talking about. All the stuff we talk about is worth talking about. And if you don't like it, it's usually a sentiment thing, isn't it? Only one thing. You guys dig the provocative show art for today? Probably my most provocative photo for a morning market show. What do you think? Thought we need something iconic for today's stream. Yeah, no, maybe so. Do we get it? Thank you, thank you. Uno momento. Tried something a little different today. I was trying to actually, I was going with some whole other idea. I took like 3 different photos, 3 different outfits today. You wouldn't believe it. It was pretty crazy. All right, had to cut that to a free roll. 1 second. You wouldn't believe what I'm imagining over here. Hold on, stuff's going nuclear. I know you guys hate me for this, but like I can't manage the whole show and not do anything. I'm not totally retarded. And good to go. Oof, tedious. I gotta tell you, that's tedious live. Grab life by the balls and take a shot, motherfucker. That's all you really got, right? Don't be too pussy because you're gonna wait for everybody else to take the shot and then be late. Money, right? And that's the thing we don't want to be. And that's what we talk about that for, because that's what causes late money. Not having the balls to have conviction in your own ideas. Kind of falling on the same themes. We have to follow some of the themes that we do. And then we talked about in the last one, right? Having conviction in your own ideas. That plays on the same thing. Most people just really don't have conviction in their own ideas. And it's kind of crazy, right? It's all you have in this life, right? Time is of the essence, never of the abundance. You got to take a fucking shot, right? One second. Oh, don't you do me like that, motherfucker. Oof. When you grab the wrong, much larger contract size and catch a fucking stick, well, damn. Do you know? This mesh could be the death of me. I really couldn't see what I had. Holy cow. What a morning. Whoops. Liquefy got it. Yo. I grabbed the elephant contracts, G. Damn, I was on the wrong one. Holy fuck. Yo, I never looked at the top bar of my P&L this whole time. Like, Jesus Christ, that could have been a disaster. Yo, I need a minute. Holy fuck.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Yeah, nothing for nothing. If that had gone the opposite direction with what I just bought, I would have been very pissed off live in this show. I don't think I could have kept going had I fucked that up with the wrong set of contracts. Oh my god. Yo. This fucking thing never opens on that thing. Jesus H fucking Christ, bro. I face recognize this thing. It was never left on that. Jesus. Well. Well. I'll take it. Yeah, that could have sucked ass. These live shows while trading are really fucking stressful. I ain't gonna lie. Like, holy shit. Well, yeah, I meant to do that. Exactly. I'll just take credit for it. Fuck it. Pretty funny. You guys want to see what I just did? That's pretty funny. I can't believe I got away with that. I just stopped at my free roll. I can show you now. It's not too jinxy, McJinxy. Control Z, motherfucker. Where's my main chart? What a mess, what a mess. That insanity is what I'm working on while I'm sitting next to you. Missed the first one, got the next one, but didn't actually know which one of these damn things I was on. Man, holy cow. Anyways, so fix that. 2 and done. I missed this, wasn't quite ready, but yeah, that could have been awful. So pretty happy that wasn't. Anyway, Apple things. Watching Apple for their event, right? Good bullish read for the morning. Call it, take the shot. It looks bullish, right? Going into the conference. Nobody's in this thing. We know that. It's mad skeleton crew vibes. So definitely paying attention to, like, sentiments and things, in the Discord. And most people looking for the down. We know we have, some of our old fans who, asked us if we had lost our touch and then proceeded to check if we'd lost our touch. And I hope this answers your fucking question. Just saying. Because why ask the question if you didn't really want to hear what I had to say? But there's nobody bullish on this, right? And the discount you've seen to things, like, when we talk about, like, how bad the market pullbacks are, like, we talked about Netflix. Remember, nobody would even mention that this guy's up 100% off his lows. Like, who even realizes this move is this gargantuan? Or the size of the moves in Meta? Or the size of the move in NVIDIA? Like, these are like bull market type percentage moves, and you're still hearing about you're about to roll over at any minute from everybody. That's an insanely tilted sentiment to have a fucking chart like this of NVIDIA up here, and still people thinking that as when he's one of your major big cap, tech stocks, and the whole world can't get over that this has got to be Armageddon. So how fucking Chat GPT? Why can't I ever say it? I might be a monkey. I can't remember things at all. But how crazy is this AI thing? It's not stopping. Like, here, check this out. Chat GPT AI. Damn, I got that wrong. I'm gonna do it. I just got it right, then told you guys the wrong thing. Chat. What is that stupid thing called? I mix those letters up all the time. Chat GPT. God. GPT. This is a Google for all things AI. And when I say all things AI, I mean everything AI. And do you know how crazy this AI thing is going? You do realize that ChatGPT is open source, so you can make AIs, and there is now an arms race in what niche AIs can do for you. And this is fucking gone crazy, like you can build whole businesses from what's available now inside this place, right? Whether it be coding or creating AI assistants, imaging videos, converting 2D to 3D. You can replace whole studio teams, for video production and entertainment now. on crazy levels, you know. And this does mean a whole lot of human capital is going to have to be reallocated to other fucking industries, or just fucking, like, you know, go the way of the dodo bird, because this stuff is going to make a whole bunch of, like, people's careers useless. And if you think anybody's going to throw away an advantage like this, you're crazy. Like, this cat's out of the bag. And if you don't embrace the new tech, you're going to get run over by it, right? This is definitely where the market is going. And a whole lot of people that weren't productive members of society are going to become productive members of society. And a whole bunch of people that were, like, you know, like, had, like, you know, very, very narrow skill sets, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking swear to God, COVID's put holes in my brain. But, like, certain trades are just going to go completely out the door. You know, people don't retrain or learn how to start using this like a calculator and amplifying their business. You're going to die in business. But this is a pretty cool site for any of you who want to check it out. There's everything you could ever want to find in here to, like, fucking do everything. You know, one-stop shop. So if you ever wonder where the fuck do I find AI, what the fuck to do, what the fuck, logo design, everything, website design, every single one of them is in this thing. So, pretty good resource. Don't say as I never gave you nothing, motherfuckers. Because I dids. I dids, goddammit. I guess I could be done for the day. I should be done for the day. But yeah. You're welcome, energy. And no one's energy thanks me directly for it. He's going to go lose his fucking kittens in the fucking closet with it. Don't fucking get crazy. Yeah, you guys are all digging around at the AI this, AI that. So, you know, you guys stay ahead of the curve. I'm 40, and I remember being 20, and I know what it looks like when there's a weapon that pops up in the market that will kill the entrenched people in the marketplace. That shit's it, you know. People my age don't want to start figuring that out. The good thing is that we do entertainment markets, so we have time to look at lots of different tools and technologies that come out. You know, with the same curiosity I had even when I was 25, and I can tell you this is, like, it's impossible, you know. One of the hard things about forward extrapolating the marketplace is, what is this thing telling me right now? Well, that's much crazier. What is this thing telling me right now? It's telling me that I forgot to turn off my fucking stop out contracts and just went short and caught the down move. That was an accident too. All right. I'm definitely done for the day. Let me turn this thing off. I don't have any rogue orders left out here to fuck me in the ass when I'm not looking, do I? Jesus Christ. Yo, I just got away with the fucking elephant short. Alright, I'm turning this off. I didn't even know that was in there. Jesus. Yo, Gab, you have to watch my shit while I'm in the show, bro. I almost died twice this morning. Oh my fucking god. Alright, things are so... Dude, I'm fighting this fucking end. You see it's out again? This shit's such bullshit. This fucking controller. Tiki, I'm getting this thing fixed this week. I swear to God. Motherfucker. Unbelievable. Goodness gracious. Well, that was cool. I'll take it. I exactly meant to do all of that stuff. The bold and the beautiful. Damn right. Yeah, no, I totally didn't mean that. I can't even pretend that was very, very, very not good of your mentor to do and have that much errant shit going on this morning. Hold on 1 second. This is worth it. Put this over there. Check out my boy. Motherfucker says market is most likely going up. Everyone is. Oh, yo, I didn't see this. Check it out. My son gave a sentiment read this morning. Are you working, stupid thing? Market is most likely going up. Everyone is coping with their losses because they're all still shorting, hoping they can get back their losses. Yo, God, what the fucking market read on 928? I didn't see that, bro. Good shit. Nails it out the door. This motherfucker gets sentiment reading down in mechanics. I'm gonna be out of a fucking job, yo. Yo, what the fuck, Gav? You hit it at the bell. That's crazy. He's got so. I taught him how to make an idiot list. So he's got. You remember back in the days, I have a dumb money list in Twitter of all the fucking morons who are always wrong. So he literally went and he made an idiot list in Twitter already. He's got his own like teenage crop of fucking retards, and he's sentient reading those guys. Yo, that's fucking amazing. I tell you, it can't be taught to your kids. Like, see that? He has this down like a video game too, and it's only funny to go hunt these idiots down for him. So this is like even more fun than how we consider it. Like, think about it. If you gamified this when you were a teenager and you understood counter fucking trading fucking sentiment, like now at 17, dude, holy fuck. I'm proud of you, boy. That's fucking awesome. I didn't even see that. So you don't even need my show. What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna put me out of business. Don't get me wrong. I went live at 9:20. I probably deserve that, but still. That's electric, dude. Yeah, exactly. No one's in the market. See? He sees it too. It didn't take long either, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to watch Twitter, this, that, the other. You gotta remember, most people lose. Twitter's an insanely valuable piece of information when you realize markets are zero sum and the wide body of what's on there are retarded, right? I'm not gonna draw the conclusion for you. You have to draw that conclusion yourself. But yeah, that's killer. Good shit. So yeah, I meant to do what I did and you meant to do what you did. I'll just be celebrating that with you. So good stuff. Let's see where the market is right now. Pre-market to right now. So what do we have going on right now? A little, Apple's the strength, like we said. Nvidia, priced out, needs a minute. And there should be some other part of the market that plays catch up that's been lagging. Tesla's been lagging. Not sure, he probably has specific news to do this. And then energy's got a little bit of a bump, like we said, from what's going on with Saudi. This is, probably not too much to look into, but a little retail strength out here. Just other parts of the market should probably catch strength. If the market is bullish and that repricing of these mega cap stocks is not a mistake, but smart money did reprice these, then the chase should be on from other sides of the market, right? So we saw a huge push on Friday for some industrial names. Caterpillar being one of them was fucking actually crazy. If you guys watch this, don't take your eyes off this, right? We talked about the size of these bull flags, right? And if this is like really, rotating off of the kind of sentiment we see in the bottom of the S&P 500 with the shooting clusters, it's a scale of flag. Ah, damn it. I hate that I have to always do this. The scale of this, right? You got to remember, like, what kind of sentiment goes in the bottom of a bull flag? We know it's even on low resolutions, right? Like, it's death. It's psychological death. It weighs people out. People get chopped from being euphoria, chasing this. They get crushed, and they end up getting damaged enough that the market rallies. And by the time they're made whole again to come back, they eat another correction, and that's a cycle, right? Well, the scale of this flag, when you really look at him, in terms of just like the last couple of years, like, it's one of the bigger bull flags in recent memory. When you go back and look at it like something like, like this. And we know the bottom of these bull flags, right? The bottom of this, the internet bubble. Nobody wanted tech again. Hell, this correction did so much psychological fucking damage that we literally met a person that made it out of this marketplace in their 40s, came out with good money, didn't lose, and watched this. And this kept them away psychologically, pushed them into real estate, and they didn't come back to trading stocks until we met them in 2001 up here in November. And they didn't lose in this. The people who lost in this, like, I don't know anyone from my old fund back in 2001 that's still active in the market anymore. I know, well, actually, my friend Umair, he works in a rating agency for ETFs and stuff, but he is not an active day trade anymore, and I don't know anybody else from there. It killed a whole generation of traders, right? That's what the bottom of a bull flag like this does. I mean, look at the scale of this. Even if you put in logarithmic, right? It is one of the larger bull flags of the entire markup since the fucking financial crisis. And if we understand the psychology in the bottom of these things as a fractal thing, it's not the size of the internet bubble flag, but it's fucking big enough for the psychological damage here with the murder clusters that we have to be fucking like, what it looks like and shit like this. It had to be major psychological damage for Nvidia to get away from everybody with no one being the wiser and the sentiment still being like it's got to roll over. And we know what that is last summer with regard to crypto and everything else, right? So there is nobody in this. People are just coping with their losses and fucking angry as hell at anybody that's had the nerve to buy this and get away with it. This AI thing, at the end of the day, it is a productivity boom for mankind. And like we said, yeah, there is a definite entropy in the system as there are more humans than ever, and each human is lacking capacity. But the productivity bump AI adds more than compensates for it. I gotta say, like I've definitely noticed the attention span for people in the ecosystem is so fucking bad. You can barely talk to anyone for a sentence. People can't listen past 2 minutes to anything. They're just like drifting. Everyone's got a TikTok level attention span. And you need this now because it's not going the other way. People aren't going to become massively smarter. They're getting worse and worse and worse over time. They're not just as smart as they were in the fucking dark ages. People per capita are less capable. But the productivity bump that fucking AI everything gives you means that fucking a meat puppet can outcompete fucking the most fucking savvy artist or video production team or writer. It can be destroyed now by a person who has no capacities. And this is part of fucking valuing forward what's coming next. The people who are going to sell this market, they're not us. It never is. The internet age, looking forward, when I was 19 through my early 20s, as the internet bubble was happening, that's who was going to settle making businesses in the internet. Here I am. I have a web show, and 20 some odd years later, I've been in crypto and other digital things for quite some time. Sold real estate on the internet, and the people who settled it were the teenagers who were all balls deep fucking around with all of it. The people who thought the internet wasn't safe or whatnot and didn't take to it right away, they're gone, and they're too old now. AI is going to be settled by somebody about that age. My son, right? My son is looking to build businesses using AI to help him make online business. I won't give away too much what he's working on, but he has his own ideas, like many people inside the Clone X Classic channel. And he's not going to look at artwork or anything the way we do, right? What is cool artwork to a person who's in their teen years? They don't look at art for the story of the artist or the technical merit or anything like this. Just, does it look cool? And does it work? And do these tools work for me? And that is the economy you care about. When you go slide forward about 5 to 7 years, and the teenagers that are 17, 19 that are looking at the AI introduction and will be there as it gets more advanced and this tool capability gets more advanced, are going to take all of the capabilities that we apply to learning one nuanced skill set, and they're going to learn AI at a nuanced level, and they're going to crush us in a whole bunch of arenas. And their idea of art and what's cool art is going to be somebody in their world who knows how to manipulate AI better than they do to make something they don't. And it's going to be all relative and in their world, right? And they're going to be the settlers of that marketplace, and they're going to tell us what's valuable. And when you're 55, you're I wish I was keeping up with that. Right? To look at forward what's coming next, you have to look at who's going to age into the economy and what are they coming with. We've been waiting for a game-changing tech ever since the smartphone came. There's really been nothing that added to our productivity as much as the smartphone did. Both Google and Apple, and the race, the arms race between them, and capabilities, and over time, processing improvements. Your iPhone became a ability to run 6 and 7 digit businesses. Every world leader's got one, and they changed the productivity arc of of mankind. AI has the same potential, or if not greater, to just accelerate our human potential that much more. We were looking for something that would really be a catalyst for the 2020s and the war between us and BRICS, and I think this is your real arms race. China isn't going to be beholden to the moral and ethical limitations of Bill Gates and Elon Musk's ideas of AI. And that's something that really, opens up a lot of curiosities, is where will, because we're in such a white-centric world, and the ideas of space and the ideas of computers have always been whitewashed. No one really thinks of China's computer culture and Japan's computer culture and what they think the practical applications of AI is versus what we think the practical applications of AI are. Let's see if I can find this real quick, very easily. So this is some crazy shit, right? This is China, and this is how they're using AI with their kids. They monitor their kids' attention and redirect attention to maximize the efficiency of the whole crop of students. More like fucking a clone factory for training, like in Star Wars.
What's up?
I don't know if I'm gonna get fucked for this audio, but let's see.
是表示你的专注力显示的很高。
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了，
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧 ，Good job。
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But
That's a small glimpse, right? You don't see anything like that going on in the West, right? They're taking China. Remember I told you, in order to catch the people they consider the enemy who've usurped their position in the world, China's willing to sell their soul to the devil and fuse with AI. You know, they're willing to fucking like become the Borg. I told you they had a Borg-like mindset. And you're looking at it, right? China manages their population like the Borg. And it's some Black Mirror shit. But if they do that with their kids, and American kids are tied up in TikTok doing dance routines and fucking chopping their dicks off, go forward 15 years, and do you want the American child educated in this bullshit system we have against that? You're dead, dead, dead. And, you know, it's an arms race in AI, but this is really the next boom cycle technology. And the fact is, China and the rest of the world don't have to use it the way you think. And no one really pays attention enough to the cultural differences, how they may actually do this. But China is going for the throat. They want to catch us by any fucking means necessary. And that's the smartest shit you'll ever see, right? Imagine fucking using a computer to help maximize your kids' attention through their learning years. Who could compete with that shit? And that's going on now. You know, God knows what other applications they have militarily going on. I mean, I'm sure that you're going to see things with like fucking training soldiers with that stuff. If they're going to train their kids with it, they're going to train their troops with that shit. You know, and who knows how far this fucking goes. But, you know, this AI thing might just be the beginning. You know, as far as, you know, I think the space race goes and talking about space cash, this is the real fucking weapon in space, right? To fucking minimize mistakes and improve all systems and getting to the moon and extracting, you know, helium-3 and getting out beyond there. You better believe AI is going to be part of all of this from now and until forevermore. And, you know, this is the real fucking, like, you know, battle for the planet, an AI-assisted battle. And, you know, if China may very well sell their soul to fucking catch the United States, you know, they may not see the fucking, they may blur those ethical lines and be like, fuck it. Elon wanted to stick a chip in your fucking head. You know, get a chip in your fucking head and fucking throw some AI fucking like upgrades to it. And God knows what the fuck's going to be roaming around the planet in 10 to 15 years. You know, I don't know if I have the imagination for it, but there could be some scary shit coming out of countries that are not American, don't believe in a lot of the ideas that, you know, America does about who gets to do what with AI. You're a beast, G. G has caught that fucking bounce. But so on that note about AI, like, you know, I think it's something we keep our eyes on from here, because that bull flag breakout in NVIDIA, you know, it congests a little bit. If that thing continues, anybody who missed that, you guys know how trends work. Nobody's gonna buy that thing. Just the thing I'm bullshitting you. I'm glad you have all the time in the world to trade that motherfucker. I didn't get to see the second fucking coming. I know what you caught. But yeah, he's gonna turn it up. About to put his ass live, see what he can do. The AI takeover. I mean, it's like I said, this is just another fucking tool to accelerate society's production, and I think it's something you can't take your eyes off of. People are not valuing, you know, how crazy this is, but the empty space, the non-productive part of the population just got a weapon to catch the very productive part of the population. the productive part of the population better fucking take a step to become more productive and stay on top of that, and or they're going to be replaced. But the reality is, a whole lot of people that are sitting on their asses at home that didn't have the capability to do shit can all of a sudden produce amazing works in a lot of fields out of nowhere. You can't ignore that. You back up large enough, and the human population has gotten a new calculator. So this is and this calculator can actually improve on itself. So the gains in efficiency can be exponential at this point as AI can begin to fix its own code and make its own improvements. And we can clearly see its computing power exceeds anything that any person can do. Give it a little bit of time, right? There's going to be all kinds of various AIs to do pretty much anything you can think of out there. Again, when you watch that movie I talked to you guys in Discord about, it's not the greatest movie, but it's got a hell of a concept in it. Moonfall, that has the horror show idea ending of what AI can become in it. It's pretty fucking crazy idea. I won't ruin it for you if you decide to go watch it. It's a pretty wild idea. Anyways, all right. So that being said, I think that covers the AI piece I wanted to talk about today on this show. And I gave you guys a cool ass search engine for AIs, which I just stumbled upon. I thought it was pretty great. I would share with you. Like, this isn't something that you put in a box and hide from folks. This is where the world is going. We need to be in front of it, especially if we're not fucking under like 23 years of age. And this isn't native to us. Like, we need to take our time to learn this. You're going to be competing against people who don't care how many years you spent at your profession and how much pride you took in learning your literature and your fucking punctuations or fucking your paint strokes or any. They don't give a fuck. In 7 years, everyone who's buying fucking fine art that's making money in their mid-20s and late 20s isn't going to give a shit about the story of the artist. The story of the artist is going to be some kid who came from fucking the favelas and got a computer and fucking jumped in AI and fucking made a piece of art that took him out of the ghetto. And he's going to be an amazing story, and it's going to be amazing how he did it. This is going to be a new story for a new age, right? And they're going to be artists with stories, and they're not going to be like us. And they're going to be considered amazing, and their works are going to blow away anything we can fucking think of doing. So, never fight technology. That's like, that's the one thing that's the only constant is change, and you got to embrace it when you see it. And this one's not something you overlook. No one's going to put this genie back in the bottle. AI's not going to go put it on shelves like, let's go back to the way we used to do it, guys. Absolutely not. This thing is giving too much of an advantage to too many people that didn't have any real skills in this world, and they're going to fucking kill everybody else for fucking being unheard in this world. The next LeBron will be from China. Athletic-wise, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing to their athletes. Maybe they got some AI training athletes over there. God knows they could be doing that too, right? All right, so let's get to some war stories. You guys have left me some now because I know I had some from last time. Where are we at? And I know Izzy put up earnings and things. Let's see. Do those first. So earnings we care about this week. The main thing I think we care about is what comes out in the Apple conference day. We definitely want to see what they unveil there. I don't see anything I give a shit about on this list. Let's see. Nope, not a fucking thing. Couldn't give a rat's ass about those, but always appreciate you dropping them up there, Izzy. Not that one. And as far as big announcements go this week, let's say ECB President Lagarde speaks. So it's like the Powell of Europe. Sometimes she says useful shit very infrequently. She's a lot less market moving than Powell also. ISM would have passed already, so my bad, I'm not turning your heads up on that. This tomorrow, RBA, Royal Bank of Australia, is going to give their statement. And you probably want to see what he says over there, especially with trading Australian currencies. And you get GDP from them in the same day as that. So that's a decent market news day for Australia. Bank of Canada the following day, and with two central banks in the marketplace from two commodity sensitive economies, I would pay attention to both those together. They might be worth something, maybe not individually, but together worth something. Unemployment you always care about, market moving as always, and then employment on Friday, and that's only from Canada, not from us, so you care probably a little bit less unless you're trading Canadian currencies or Canadian assets. All right, that's pretty good. My main worry is like I have a random order still out there that's gonna kill me. Let me just make sure I really don't. I'm not totally retarded, right? Everything's off. Lovely. That is definitely not something I want to happen. All right. I Court You No Mercy. This is a good title. Let's see what you got here, sir. Sup, Kaz Eco. 5th war story. 10 months into Acolytes. Very good. Aggravating to... Don't know who that is. Highlight of what I've done so far. Zoomed out by end of February and synced my lifestyle to the higher resolution charts. Took the 2D and 2-day and 3-day as a macro, go down to the micro when the sub is rotating. Let's leave some things inside the Discord, shall we? Listen to Izzy's advice in running your life backwards. Map back to where you are now and follow that path. Patience is a virtue. Just left the trades develop by themselves while harvesting income from other streams. Was able to work around Tiki's advice he gave us when Philadelphia came back about not drifting away specifically after big wins. Very, very important, right? To not let your big wins and the emotions they generate change your behavior, because it does a lot. And that's one of the things we talk about. You know, we start thinking about boats and cocaine. It's time to fucking close things. Like, you get psychologically distorted from wins, and consecutive wins can really fuck you up in the head. As much as it sounds like it's a good thing to have consecutive wins, if you let it change your, like, you know, psychological fundamentals, you won't enjoy the same chart anymore going forward. So you have to, like, you know, make sure you pay attention to your psychology, even after losses, and even more so after big wins. By always staying on top of what is shared on all Winternomics platforms. That's right. Pay attention to the intel, son. Anyway, laser focus on that Discord chat. You never know when extremely valuable intel gets dropped by Kaz or Eco. Was able to play Ordi USDT on Gate.io launch thanks to Seifu's heads up. Chose my priority straight. Although the CloneX ecosystem been so fucking fire since CloneX Classic, priorities are to build my risk pyramid, right? High tier assets before low tier assets, right? The combination of first reading the write-ups, second focusing on the show art and thumbnail and filter, third focusing on the show memos and their location in the marketplace, timing on when the intel dropped, then fourth reading the write-ups again and looking for clues around the tweet after making sense of the show that helped me maintain my dexterity in holding my positions throughout the megaphone. That was a very detailed passage, this one. My goodness. That was a lot, sir. Very well thought out. Things that I have done. Wow, you wrote... See, most people give me a fucking, like, novel warning. Things that I have done wrong to do better. Most of my journaling and some of my notes are handwritten. It is more time-consuming to go through for a lookout of previous intel, diving into Notion thanks to yawns. See this guy is leveraging the community, right? He's listening to what Izzy's saying about how he remaps his life. He's listening to what Tiki told him about emotional control. Jans is the king of organization and knows how to use Notion and is writing, you know, many things out for folks to make their lives more efficient. And this is the power of the ecosystem. If you actually sit and you communicate with people and you're not just a lurker, there's so much in here that can help improve the way you do so many things on and off the chart. I really appreciate seeing you mention all the people who are adding to your body of knowledge inside the room, because there are a lot of people sharing a lot of wisdom and not people that really valuing it at all. You know, Snow Ripper shares tons of insanely insightful things. She's also the mentor for Izzy in there. I see very many people skip over what she writes, and she writes very well thought out things that you should definitely take a look at. And it's all written to help you guys, right? From people who've already walked the path many of you are trying to walk already. I never thought about hedging my position at 31K, although the technical opportunity was there. Will not fall in love in my free rolls. Should always be ready to switch directionality or double down when needed. Removed all intentions of making new friends and bringing new people into my life, inside, outside eco, thinking it would hurt my win spree. Have plans on meeting new friends as soon as I get back to NY and contacting old friends to see what's up. Below, made a short clip on how I was able to navigate both BTC and ETH. No mercy in the markets, right? I never thought that one of my best runs would be from sentiment reading my mentor. Uh-oh. But I also knew that you would want us to snag that opportunity and not let it slip. I used most of my crypto R's since I joined Acolytes and what I have saved up from my job to buy my first land overseas. Living off the grid from Camille de Travers hit me hard. Took the bug eating concept very seriously and will start working on my chicken by midsummer. And hey, Kaz, I understand that you're doing all this with Kush in your ashtray. What's this? But still, thank you for everything you do. What does this mean? And Kaz, I understand that you're doing all this with Kush in your ashtray. But still, thank you for everything you do. The things that we see and the things that we don't see. Thank you for teaching us the rules of the universe and teaching us how to apply these rules in different systems within that universe. Very, very interesting write-up, man. Thank you for the shout out. Hey, if you manage to sentiment meeting and make a play, you know, it doesn't matter if it happens to be me. That's a dumb money. That's going to happen sometimes. I've definitely made some not so great calls, and if you caught me on them and you've made some money off it, congrats on being objective enough to use the info and not being caught up in who the messenger is, right? Let's see what's going on here. ETH, right? This kind of shit, we've been seeing this all day, right? These stupid expanding formations, the Federal Reserve is generating these fucking things, stop run city on both sides of it. But now when you have something like this, you kind of like look at that as its own system, right? And then we know we have a good trigger on ETH at 1423. So if you guys remember that level from summer, we played that one. That's a pretty good level to watch. It stopped dead cold. You look at it in the summertime. That is our key level right here. That leads to 2000. Are you in a dream or is this real? I don't know. When you see shit like fucking this cocksucker. Oh no. But wait, there's more. This cocksucker. At the same time. Oh man. Now, I know the only way you could really kill both these motherfuckers is an expanding formation, right? That's how you get them. Forecasting an expanding formation. Crazy shit. Appreciate the highlight vid. I like that. That's dope. That motherfucker took some serious fucking notes, huh? That was a great war story. Man, was that detailed. So what a lot of resources he uses, not just the intel provided by the show, but the people with different experiences and skill sets in the ecosystem, right, to help him out. Izzy's actually a mentor for Nebula 4, Snow mentor for Izzy and Nebula 2, Tiki's Nebula 3, Jan's is acolytes. I don't think he did any Nebulas. He didn't do any Nebulas. But, you know, he's his business is actually in organizing other people's businesses. So there is, like, you know, outside of myself, there's an insane amount of knowledge wealth inside that channel that most people don't realize they can lever, you know. And also people going through the experiences that many of you are going through, that maybe the way I talk about things doesn't hit you the right way, but the way they will talk about it will, you know, sometimes give you that epiphany you need to kind of see things from the angle you couldn't see before. So lever the other people in the channel. Like, a lot of these guys hang around all day and they're there to talk to you, and, you know, it benefits them to keep speaking on these things. It teaches them the language better, and it helps to help you get out of your own way, you know. So by all means, utilize the folks in the ecosystem. All right, macro time. Chill pace, right? I'm giddy because I got my fucking day done in an accident better than I hoped for. So my day is done when I get the fuck off of here. So, macro things. Let's do this. So what are we dealing with here? Since passing Ragnarok, right? You know, we have to keep an eye on Ragnarok. Where are we at today? Today's the opening. There's Monday. So we haven't gone anywhere. Open a little flat. What level do I have up here? Maybe if it's got to populate in. Oh, that's Nomics up there. You guys remember Nomics? That's from October 5th, right? Over here. Yep, October 5th, back in 2021. Remember that? That was this pleb who was telling somebody some bullshit over there. We made a sentiment read on that guy. Anyways, that was a guy he was telling this guy that the market was going to crash because of Biden. And he was just like the pleb leaning over the bar. We heard him, and it pumped right out of him. So this was a good sentiment level right here. So this is probably a good level to look for us to build a range on, or a shockwave, and then play him if he's going to continue through it. But that was a really, really good level right there. Is it also a good? Yeah, it's a good deflection here. So that's a good sentiment level, just as good as Ragnarok. So keep an eye on it. I'm not giving you any screen, motherfucker. Here you go, bitch. Here's your screen, Gego. No, okay. So anyways, my bad. I got it. So Nomics right here is October 5th, 2021. It had some sentiment read from a guy in a bar when we were moving to New York. We're staying in a hotel. There was this guy talking some shit to this dude and this chick, and we used that guy for a sentiment read, and pump action out of this bull flag became a deflection at this level here in August, and we're back at it now. So this is another good key level right now to pay attention to. All these guys will be. That's why we left them on there. These will be all great trending levels if we keep on progressing higher. So good pump off Ragnarok. Don't think that's all you get out of it. Bull flag, likely here if we're going to keep trending. Don't know if he's got to be that big. And then we want to see him head to the next system, right? That always looks better for blue. So keeping eyes on that. Some things are pumped out. Might be some things rotating. Like we said, a lot of tech is kind of stalled out right now, and we've got this congestion with this huge gap on it. We have to see how this resolves itself. Or I check some of your other big guys leading on this. We talked about Amazon. He was like a laggard, and he's still showing a little bit of strength, while some of the guys who ran out ahead of it are a little tired. Meta was also a guy that was really strong and staying pretty strong. We talked about this from these flags and the way he's been running. He didn't even flag here. So there's a lot of stuff running outside, even in tech, outside of outside of that. Talked about energy and said worth keeping eyes on this. We'd had a projected path on Oxy. You came pretty close to doing it, not exactly this time, right? And this is when we talk about when you have these rising channels like this, price will tend to correct against the grain of it, and this is how you change time frames but continue a rising structure, right? So this hasn't made it all the way to this angle. I'd kind of like to see him hit this angle. Let me make sure this guy's exactly right. Yeah, he's context right. If you could hit that, I like that a lot better. But I think Buffett's play is worth paying attention on bigger res. It's easy to not pay attention to these guys. But the resolutions you want to pay attention to, where your real big money's made, is usually outside the patience of the average person. And to give you an idea of what I mean by that, guess where Nvidia was really to be watched. This will tell you how bad people's patience is. There it is. I knew I'd put this guy's down somewhere with a write-up about paying attention to Nvidia. How many people remember that this thing is sitting inside fucking OnlyFans 2.5 months before he puts in the dead low? I bet nobody in this channel remembers that this is an OnlyFans. Come on, be honest. How many of you completely fucking didn't pay attention? It only ever got 88 likes. There was a couple hundred people in here. And then since that time, stop paying full attention to it. Anyone remember that the story stock of the century right now is sitting inside your Intel channel, almost everything that everyone forgets about? Isn't that crazy? And we covered it on the show at the dead lows too. Nobody got any thoughts about that? So how many things were in there even since? Yeah, that was one of the last postings in there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 posts to go. People really, really hated on this thing. Nobody wanted to tip anything on it. I have some of the biggest fucking plays of the century inside here. Everyone is in such a rush when I posted things to unfollow this thing. It was so funny. People fought so hard to figure out how to dodge paying $50 for this, that literally the biggest plays of the century were sitting in this thing, and just nobody capitalized on it, That's the main reason I stopped posting to this. Nobody would capitalize on this. You look at this stuff and people would look at it and they're just trying to find a way to fucking like, you know, figure out how to like get around it. I don't remember this one. XMR BTC. Where is this chart at? What exchange is that on? Binance? Let's see what that guy is. XMR BTC. Is that on this one? He rotated out a little bit. Let's see. What was that? That was July last year. Wasn't here. He had a bit of a wave out till the end of the year. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit in that site. Pretty nuts. So it was in there to be tracked. A big bull flag that you could contextualize. And if you had the patience for it, right, you'd have been waiting for NVIDIA to rotate his system. We had him on the show the entire time. We talked about the volume area at the bottom. We talked about it with Tesla. You know, we said Tesla and him both had hit similar volume areas at the same time back here. Actually, we talked about him at a different point in time, but we had mentioned this, you know, when we had rotated that. All of them hit these systems from this part of time. Tesla hit that. I think Apple hit that. All right, they all hit this same area. But NVIDIA, we had actually watched this guy and, you know, pegged this low rotation when he 2B'd that. And then this trigger zone was still visible, and this trigger zone we went over on the show all the way through. But this guy, the intel for this was all over the place, right? And, you know, if people had good organization, they would have kept this guy on watch, right? Pretty crazy. So how to get things in a place where you guys will use it has definitely been a struggle, because everyone's busy trying to figure out how to outmaneuver the system so much. They keep outmaneuvering their own opportunities, and, you know, it's very difficult to stop folks from getting in their own way. But yeah, to have that inside fucking OnlyFans and I asked the entire channel, where was the intel for that one? Not one person noted OnlyFans. They're trying to find a show for it. That tells you how few of you pay attention to the intel drops, you know, out there. And not much response to that one either. So, you know, you can tell no one's got anything to say to that, right? Because pretty much everybody mass unfollowed the thing, and you mass unfollowed fucking probably a few $1 million of income for yourself. So good job, everybody who did that one. Yes, you're a dumbass. And yes, I'm telling it right to your faces, which is the bulk of you. Stop being stupid and stop trying to fuck the entire fucking station over and ecosystem over. You just keep fucking yourselves with that one. So for the acolytes who don't do that stuff, we all appreciate you. We now know, like in Discord, right, it's like 70 people that are core supporters of the station, and all those other floaters are kind of haters. I guarantee you all those floaters were some of the first people to leave OnlyFans and completely forget that NVIDIA was in there. So, yeah, that really predatory, parasitic fucking thing that's going on in the station is definitely got to stop. It's only hurting you guys. So I put out the best intel I can. I put out the methods of how to utilize it. And, you know, I put the best things forward that I can as an analyst running a station as a solo act. As the model, the photographer, the artist, and everything, I put out, you know, the things that I think will give you a best shot to be more successful than the average retail trader. The only thing that requires your participation and a little cooperation. But yeah, so NVIDIA was there, and I didn't get a response from 180 acolytes where that thing was, which means nobody knew where it was. That's scary. Anyways, so finish off macro things. Bull flags are rotating. Bull flag's a bull flag. So what I told you, you know, pay attention. NAS can get on top of the system. Might have a chance to push out some more, right? Diamonds, don't take your eyes too much off them. Little pump out of the depths of hell. Kind of still trapped in a range. This has a huge Friday run, which like launched Caterpillar, launched things like Deer. We talked about IBM on the show briefly. Worth paying attention to. You know, he's a OG OnlyFans post also that's been kind of stagnating on really, really big reses. Talked about Japan is, you know, retarded and have been really, really, really strong. And most people are totally not paying attention to the comeback of them. And they've been, you know, for good reason, they've been off, God, I feel like I never see this thing. Right? But they've been a stick. And they've, not this chart, sorry. God damn it, iPad, stop hijacking my cursor. Jesus. Oh my God, it's fucking crazy. It's like possessed. Where the fuck are you? God, I can't see that shit. Leon, Gotta love Leon. But right, we talked about keep eyes on Japan, right? Because the bull flag he's recurring from, we talk about bull flag sentiment damaging people, right? But do you know what kind of sentiment damage is in the bottom of this for Japan? This bull flag took from 1989. I'm 11 here. And bottom in the financial crisis, right? Keep in mind what's going on with something like the NASDAQ. Move to, right? This bull flag took this much time. This bull flag of the NASDAQ, sentiment damaged traders for fucking 20 years out of the NASDAQ. Guess what level of sentiment damage would be in something of this fucking scale? All right, so think about that when you think about looking at this, right? This is the NASDAQ's rotation. Turn this off. Think about this as a bull flag. And this is the NASDAQ's rotation up under Obama that everyone shit on because the guy was black. Let's be honest, right? A bunch of racist, conditioned jackasses wouldn't believe this because a black guy was in charge of it. That was the narrative I got shoved up my ass. And this sentiment damage lasted till you broke high, right? Nobody could buy this thing. Well, as a fractal of that, we haven't even made it to the high of this climax, of the fractal internet bubble high. And we know the sentiment damage that's in this part of the arc as a bull flag rotates, right? Because we just watched it with NVIDIA on this resolution. And nobody believed this. Get it? You like that fractal, right? So sentiment fractals, right? Nobody believes in Japan. And they won't even begin to remotely believe in Japan for quite some fucking time. Damn it. What if, right? What if? Like that? I thought it was pretty fucking classy. Sounded like, you know, all intriguing and stuff. All right, I'm done being slick. So VIX things. You know, what's going on here? Look like a big old fucking like 8-ball talking to you guys. There we go. VIX, we're definitely keeping an eye on where he's at. He's down in the depths of hell. Always leery of a recall when he's down here now. He's definitely in complacent territory. But it is a fact, like Gav said, no one's in this. And the deeper he goes through this, you know, the better it is for us. But we do need to keep track of, right? We keep track of every bull flag in the VIX. And so now that this has happened and we've made that new low, we need to draw this, right? We've got a new low here where it's tracking. It might be worth tracking an angle from here to down. This is probably our earliest sign of danger that we can see at this resolution. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. This guy rotates back up through here and through this angle, this long-term rising angle, this would be a bad thing. So this is worth keeping on your radar. DXY. So the DXY we've been watching, this is not the right chart. DXY. Oh, what the hell VIX chart did I just do that on? Oh, shoot. That was the wrong VIX chart. That was the old one. So we're going to update this guy here. I want to keep track of... So that's much better. We'll keep track of that, right? Just like this rotation, right? This is February into March, right? We got backwardation, a big de-risk. We get a rotation out of this guy, and then it goes back up to his angle. That would probably give us some, you know, potential of a more decent pullback in the market also. So we definitely want to keep track of this for now, where he's at. DXY. We talked about this guy could possibly flag. There he is flagging now. So we want to see if he keeps flagging and does manage to rotate this. If he continues that, then things like USD JPY will continue to rotate, you know, continue their rotation. Again, a lot of things are strong in JPY. I think JPY is the main guy in play right now, not the dollar. A lot of people focus on the dollar, but this guy with the bull market coming back in Japan is just nobody gives a flying fuck. But the yen is massively weak underneath their risk assets repricing. So been talking about this for a long time on the show. Hopefully somebody found a way to fucking make some money off of these yen guys. But they're all super strong, right? All right. So that being said, just check out the dollar pairs, right? The euro, we're still watching this on the DXY. So DXY continues to rotate upwards. This could bear flag like the blue and rotate and continue to rotate a much larger bear flag. So if the attack on the dollar is not successful, this is something you definitely should keep your eyes on. And it's a key inflection point with another step being taken in oil. I would keep eyes on the dollar along with the yen. But the yen is definitely my primary focus right now with what's going on in Japan and nobody paying attention to it. So that's DXY, GBP, USD. And he's still sitting up there cooking. And then we had this guy too in North America that we're looking at. And he was kind of another proxy on the dollar. If this managed to rotate in strength, we keep eyes on it as a proxy to possible dollar weakness also. So if he fails, conversely, right, we also want to be aware of that. All right, so crypto things. Crypto has been chilling. And we're watching BTC still cook along this angle. Popped up a little bit here last week and going to the weekend. There was a little bit of crypto strength. Saw rotation up into this area, and then we've kind of been chilling out, stabilizing again. So if you see them trading on the base of this level right now, which is the bottom of the range we defined for Trollax, which is an emotional event last summer, August. So we do want to keep a range, keep an eye on him when he's in this range. This is a range I like to see him actually push up to the other side of it. So if he can stabilize on the bottom and stabilize over this range, we showed you, I think in the Wednesday show or the Friday show, I can't remember which one. This is, I don't remember, this is like a week ago. We showed you this range a while ago to pay attention to. He stabilized on top of it, which he's sitting on top of it now. He could push higher. Pay attention once he gets to the other side here, just shy of 2,000, because 2,000 is not like a real level for him. It's psychological to people, but his real level is like 2,200. So see if he manages the whole strength here and push up more. We want to keep eyes on USDT.D, right? This is the bear flag we care about the most in crypto. And if this guy is able to do what we're talking about, like, rotate off of here, he wicked right up to it finally, and then push through the angle and fade, this is where your bull market move is going to come from in shitcoins. If USDT.D finally rotates, right, his inverse relationship to crypto, if he comes through this is probably the most bullish thing, and that will rotate BTC's angle like that, ETH's angle like that. I think all these guys are kind of structurally identical. All right, so I would pay attention to all these dudes, right? And your shitcoins too. They're tracking lower. This was a projection we gave you on Matic a while ago. And if he could do this, he's down in the volume area that he can rotate from. And he's got a good trigger here. So there's a lot of bull flags that are worth paying attention. We should redraw this dude like so. That guy like this. And see if he can finish out our projection now that we have from here and get back above this trigger. That would likely come with a USDT.D rotation. So yeah. I think that's crypto things, currencies, VIX, dollar, indexes. Yeah, okay, that's everything. Got all that. You get distracted on the OnlyFans by the recommendations on the side. I can understand that. That's a legitimate excuse, sir. I like how there's not much commentary after that missed video post, huh? Lost 10 viewers for that last one. What do you want me to say? You guys want me to lie to you? You do lazy shit, I gotta tell you about it, right? This isn't that kind of station. Yeah, I'd like more viewers, but I'm never gonna let desiring more viewers stop me from telling you the fucking truth. You do lazy shit and parasitic shit, it hurts everybody, and I don't run my station for sponsorships or any of that stuff. I run it for the best effect of the viewers. And if the viewers are dialing down to fucking C- levels and kind of fucking the entire reciprocity of the system, I gotta say something, right? But yeah, I put out the best intel I can, and hopefully ahead of when it's useful. And half the reason it doesn't get used is because most of the people are trying so hard to fucking outmaneuver people to get something for nothing that they end up leaving a whole lot of something on the table for nothing. It's just stupid. It kind of like, over the last bit of years of doing this, You see what Jim Cramer does to people. You see what Kobe does to people. And you would like to think that people would respect a brand that actually tries to fucking show you how things work and help you figure it out and help you have the conviction to do it yourself without blindly following some fucking jackass in a mask. But when those guys, take out their followings, they just take out a great many very bad people before they become empowered to become much worse. It kind of sucks, but like is Kramer the worst thing in the world or Kobe the worst thing in the world? Remember, a point of value in a sea of shit may still be shit, but all things are relative. And if they're taking out a bunch of parasitic people before they can really fucking be empowered, relatively speaking, they're not that bad. The crowd demands to be lied to, and so you get lied to a lot. I lost another 5 years for talking about this, so it's always funny to see, people want to use the station and really don't respect what I put out here, to tell you the information I tell you with the timing I tell you ahead of how many people I tell it to you, and do this by myself for as long as I've done it, and, keep it fucking above board always to deliver value, first and foremost, objective information. You never buy me off to sell a fucking shitcoin. But it sucks that that's not more well received, right? Most people do want to be hyped up and lied to and, get the juices flowing like they're in a casino more than really actually make a real business out of this. As silly and crazy as my whole decor looks, right? I do take this rather seriously. So anyways, memos on memos and stuff. All right, drop your symbols. If you all don't want to kill me for fucking having the nerve to tell you anything that, is a little critical. Symbol, what do you got? Pepe USDT. Really? Is that the first time? Definitely not what I was expecting. Pepe, let's see. Where do I have you up at? One sec. So still tracking this nightmare. Let's see what you got. Well, pretty ugly. I think right now, like I said, I like if you test this system, which is kind of like a fractal of BTC's system. When he hit 31K, he's really not tested any major volume system. I like that, like solidly. But I think right here, if he got down to this, I'd be more interested in down there while he kind of just drifts off like this. I think this is kind of like an ugly setup right now. So I think a little more patience with that guy, and I'm tracking like this angle as he bleeds down and seeing what he does. If he rotates that, then, maybe it's something. Next. I like how this finally showed up on my screen. NKE. So NKE we had here. We got a projection on him that was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. He rotated up here. We could zoom out into weeklies on this guy. We talked about him with CloneX and his metaverse approach, Web3 approach, and thought, this is the kind of time frame you got to really back up and really kind of pay attention to this guy on. Tracking along towards a rotation to this angle. He's since barred off of this a little bit. I think you pay attention to this guy right now. As long as this low holds, right, we know that when we go up a trend like this, we can rotate through it. As long as he makes a higher floor, he can change time frames and still head towards that angle. So I think that's still possible with him as long as he holds a decent floor. He's sitting on top of the high of his last system, so it's not a bad place to watch how he behaves right here. Other guys in retail have not looked so great. Like Macy's has looked pretty fucking terrible right now. So a lot of things don't look strong in retail all at once. If we look at like XOY and shit like this right now, we may want to pay attention because XLY is at least finally gaining some rotational strength, and he's been really dead. But things like Shopify might actually be able to come back to life with movements like this, as we start to see some XLY strength and some iBuy strength. But right now, brick and mortar retail has not looked like really healthy. They've looked really weak. So I'm paying attention to XLY right now, and it's going to take continued rotational strength here. It will drag those guys back. So watching some things like Target and stuff, a lot of retail looks like asshole right now. Walmart doesn't look too terrible, but a good body of it does. So I don't think it's the best place at the moment. Let's see, S-Bucks. This guy's worth paying attention to. He's been usually strong and no one's watching it. Looks like he's doing almost an expanding formation there. He is right here. He's expanded on both sides of that. Interesting spot for him right there, and for Nike. Yeah, I think patience on this one a little bit. You could probably track I don't even like that much. Maybe track that angle, see what he does along that. May develop something a little bit better if he kind of flags and goes a little deeper. But for right now, I think you kind of got to watch this guy. And then, like I said, with this, this is maybe second floor to allow him to trend out. We'll make this a different color. Nobody likes the truth, Crossman. That's why the station has all these answers and not more popular, right? Because people want what they want to hear. They don't really want the truth. But I'm not in the business of telling you bullshit you want to hear, because if you knew what you fucking needed, you wouldn't be here. So that'd be pretty fucking stupid to have a station that told you what you came to be informed about. If you knew what you came to be informed about, you wouldn't have to show up, right? That's kind of dumb. I don't know. Seems intuitive. What did you just ask me? ETH BTC? So I have a simple ETH chart and a not so simple ETH chart. So this is a simple ETH chart. Right? Low, higher floor, shockwave region. If you realize, right, this entire region is still really just this initial structure, and it's done an expanding range on it. So if you just kind of clean it up a little bit, look at it, right? You had this, and then you had this thing break over here and break over here, which is what screwed everybody, right? So that is what I have drawn into this. This flag is now your main bull flag of that region. So this probably helps use these both, right? And you're trying to see if he can leave it. So, right, he's done this big flag here. And you kind of got a flag like this. But all in all, you really just kind of have that one flag in this one region. Trying to rotate out, it's been kind of a shit show. So the trigger I like is this initial range right here, and I still like that. So until he kind of does that, this is just back the fuck up a little. This is BTC dominance, really trapped in the range he's been in since that climactic low on May 19th, 2021 happened, and he's been oscillating that range the whole time. And that's created that same kind of structure across a few things, BTC, right? Everybody's kind of in a noisy, trapped range with this. Oh, my bad. There's ETH. Sorry, my bad. So go back to this one. Turn this off real quick. But yeah, this is the main simpler chart for it. And what what you have here from the corrective wave of ETH BTC down, like this is your uptrend that you have, and this is the region you're stuck in, right? He's done this movement, but he's not really actually ever gotten out of it. He's done an expanding range on this movement. So if you look right here, he's broken the high there, broken the low there, and that's what we drew up in this chart. And so he's still trying to leave this same region, but just not been able to do it. So we drew this flag now as a main bull flag of the region, and he's just flagging within it. I think this are your safer triggers up here. So that's pretty much I think on ETH BTC, but he's tied to this BTC dominance region right here. Right, and since we've been trapped in the climax low of May 19th, 2021, he's turned that into the same kind of structure like across every other shitcoin BTC. And they've kind of all been flagging and stuck in the same place. So I think that's what you're watching, right? So I think if you're safer to let it get out of the noise and get to like to the trigger side of it, like, you know, out here would be safer. All right, what's next? PENN, PENN. That's that gambling stock that I'm never sure about. So this guy's been dying a slow, painful fucking death. That's for damn sure. I think, you know, he looks like shit. And I've tried to call rotation on him, and he's never come out of this trajectory. I think if we take a decent angle right now, we measure from the top down. You know, you kind of want to say, where's his last major low? I mean, maybe. He's pretty dog shit. I think this guy, if you want to find a triggerable level for him, use the old system high you had here. And I think if he came back up to, let me make that bigger. If he rotated up to this would be the next main area you cared about. But I think this guy is pretty terrible and pretty weak. So you need something like this to play him. But yeah, don't have a lot of faith in the way that looks. He's got a lot of volume here. So if he gets on top of this system right here, I say that would probably be the first place he looks really decent. You guys know I'm a fucking glutton for punishment, right? I had to take it. Hang on a sec. I'm not sitting here missing this shit. You guys can kiss my ass. You're damn right, Tickerson. I know what's going on if I'm in the middle of the market in this show. That's when you can't pay attention. It runs from you. So, yeah, I ain't giving that back. Anyways, even better day. So that is PENN, VIPS. One second. I can just about put the stop down. Just shut up a second. Let me finish what I'm doing. Do it, you son of a bitch. Do it. Any second now. Just be patient. I'm about to get back here. Alright, I'll fucking focus. Alright. VIPS. Any second now. Okay, I'm good. I'm locked into where I need to be. All right, so VIPS, I think I did this guy over here, VIPS. Wow, that's the last time I did this stock? Really? Is that the last time you guys ever asked me this thing? What do we have? Box range downside. Looks like he died. What was this thing? Retail, internet retail. I feel like this guy was a China-based play. But, so this looks pretty interesting. It looks like he's trying to stage a comeback. That's lovely. Sure you guys wanted to see that one, right? So right now, looking at VIPS on this massive collapse that we've got here, he did make an expanding range on this. If I had to look at it, right, this guy was a bull flag with a fake break, dump back to where his main volume is, and has restructured a rotation. Could it possibly come back out of here and do another run? Let's say his main range of volume, you look at him, is right where this gap is. So that's probably the best place for him to stage something from in a rotation out of here is if he stays above this system. He could push back up here. But all in all, I think this guy does look the healthiest. But given that retail itself looks like shit, and he's actually structurally right here, I think then you watch this. And if he can get above that, he'd be bullish. Maybe watch this again if you ever got back up here. Not going to do all of these, but I'm going to do most of them. Let's see. RNDR USDT. You guys never asked me this before? I thought you guys had asked me this already. RNDR USDT. Is this the only thing I have? RNDR USDT. Okay, guess not. All right. So definitely have to keep eyes on this obvious uptrend you have. If you treat this like, a crash cycle, like, internet bubble, then you've got a rotation going through this guy on really shit sentiment and probably likely off the radar from what happened here. But the reality is, right, he's got a really good stable range right here if you look at it. And that's what he's pumping from, kind of like FSLR, right? You look at FSLR, you like to see stuff like that, like really big stable ranges, right? At the bottom of huge crash cycles. That allows for a much even bigger pump, like the longer you take to come out of something like this. So you can kind of see that, right? Like dead at the bottom and a huge stable range allows for a massive position, and that's what's really marking up here. So does he have a chance to keep going in this trend structure? I think so. He looks like he's got a good position to keep doing it from, right? So it's just a matter of like getting context of another wave structure that's worth playing. So you had this one already rotate out. Does he hold on top of it and create like another structure like that, or does he need a bigger correction and more of crypto to be behind it to keep going, right? That's the question. Does he come back through here and hit this one more time, then restabilize and then do something bigger? Or does he manage to go off of here right now and keep on pushing, hard like that? Those are your two probabilities, right? So I think for right now, he looks pretty bullish. UNH, United Health. Do I have another one, United Health? Nope. So I had United Health and Humana. These are two guys I was keeping track of up top here, right? So on top of this system, as long as we can stay, hold on. Yeah, as long as we can stay outside this system, I think this is bullish, right? He diced it up a little bit, but he's now been firm sitting on top of this. And so I'm watching Humana's United Health. I do want to see healthcare be strong with it. I like this range to rotate up through both of them together, and I want to see XLV be strong at the same time. And he's kind of a shit show right now, right? Because right now it's been tech over everything, right? So tech, as long as tech is over everything, if tech can stall right here and let XLV play catch up and some of the other sectors, then, you know, we could see some strength in that. So XLV, looking at him right now, right? You have the same kind of recoil action and basically monitoring this. Whoops. Let's take this guy off. Right. That attempt to rotate from inside of a megaphone right now is what you're watching. Not the safest thing to fucking call, to be honest with you. And then you have like within the megaphone, like a bull flag within a bull flag. This is just all ugly as fuck. And in all honesty, the entire space will make a lot more sense and probably be, you know, safer bet to play when it gets to one side of the megaphone to make a final leave for it or not. So we have a trigger out there, and I know we have downside triggers here too. But if you're going to try to relate, you know, some of these guys are stronger. If you look at this, Humana is clearly like stronger than this, right? And things like Aflac, not Aflac, he's insurance, my fault. Humana is definitely stronger than this. And there's other parts like, you know, biotech guys that are a little stronger too. But this guy right now, right, this flag does correlate to the XLV flag. So should this whole thing rotate, it likely all goes together, and you might be able to time the actual leave for healthcare from the center of that megaphone if he's going to ultimately leave upwards, and Humana is kind of like a leading indicator. That guy would then also time into the same flag that you see here on UNH. Sorry, that was a little overly nerdy for one stock, but hopefully that makes sense. NVTK is, what is this? Energy Minerals Integrated Oil. Interesting move, right? We talked about energy guys. Looks like this guy's a long time in the making also. So that looks pretty clean. God, I can't see so good. Yeah, I think that's worth paying attention to. I like this as the previous system high before COVID. We had this guy, you know, we had our energy basket. Oops. This bull flag here. Let's see. So we had a bull flag on top of the system and a good launch point from it. So I think you definitely like. What do I do though? I can't grab it. Like, this is the same thing, right? This is just as valid a trigger if we get on top of this and we get another like free and clear system. But that's possible. H for Hyatt Hotels. I hope that's what you meant. So with Hyatt Hotels, I watch Marriott and all these guys. Right, your big danger was when we talked about these dudes that you have either these huge bear flags at this system here, or he corrects against the grain, holds the previous system level, and rotates out higher. Let me turn this to a better color. And this is kind of like, these guys should be pretty correlated, right? Let me check him with H on top of it. So you can tell Hyatt's stronger. And then Hilton. All right, Hilton and Marriott look almost identical. So H is the only lone wolf breakout of these guys. That's the pre-COVID. Yeah, it's pre-COVID. That's him dicing the COVID level. And this is probably our first free and clear system if he manages to sustain this outside. Right, so, and he's got basically a bull flag inside a bull flag, kind of like what you see in ETH BTC. But this is the one you care about right here. So if he can rotate this and hold this most recent strength that we've got here, let's see. Where are you likely catching strength from? This is Pedge. Pedge is leisure and entertainment. What the fuck is going on here? Strength in retail, a little bit of strength in leisure and entertainment. Kind of trying to figure out, is he leading Marriott and Hilton, or is he kind of like an outlier and they're going to revert back? So, you know, you're just starting to see some some discretionary like strength rotating up just now. If that continues, it can probably carry this bull flag. So that's kind of what you're watching, right? How many things are going to reprice on NVIDIA's crazy ass run? It's, you know, every business in what you think are non-related industries have to reprice on this particular house going that fucking crazy. You know, if the house is inside the fucking same country you're in, your pile of shit in the ghetto gets a reprice. It's that fucking serious. So, you know, every other corporate asset in the S&P needs to basically reprice in terms of NVIDIA. And so if NVIDIA and these big cap guys hold the line, then a lot of different sectors, a lot of different seemingly non-connected industries are going to reprice anyway, because the stock market is mispriced if those guys can do what you just saw. So, you know, keeping a bullish stance on like murder clutches and sentiments, just, you know, got a bull flag there. If it holds its rotation, you know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And see where that puts, let's see where that puts Marriott again. No, that's Macy's. Oh, what the fuck? It's ugly. They could be doing stuff. So yeah, maybe some of these guys are worth paying attention to. Airbnb. Maybe worth putting these guys on the radar too. Since I just stayed in one. You know what? So this guy's all done. Let's just fucking flush him. Maybe, right? Oof, TripAdvisor's been dead for a minute. And that's a hell of a bullfight, but he doesn't look nearly that healthy. Bookings looks better. Okay. Anyway, that covers H, right? And probably keeping that good level on him right here. Holding that last system. Maybe. Next one. Do two more. I did Matic already, so I'll do GE and Mara, and I'll let you guys out of here. You said RNDR USDT. KuCoin had the most data. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, let's just redo that guy over here. Yeah, looks like a healthy crash cycle now. Like we said, right? Got good volume down there. And we had this whole range of volume going back here now. And we have an OG bull flag back here, where it all began. So let's project that system out. And that's what he's on right now. Okay, that adds a little context. Climax high, recoil down test. Not a real angle. So for right now, you're just watching how he structures out on this range. Scenario A, corrects a little deeper, it rotates up and goes like that. Scenario B, he's able to do this now and go like that now. All right, then GE I said, which should be on an old chart. Is that the GE chart we have? GE? There's GE. Oh, okay. All right, so GE, gigantic bull flag potential, right? And if we're down in the trenches of him, right, he's got sentiment damage like fucking the damn Nikkei. He's been bull flagging so long. He's been bull flagging since the internet bubble, right? So 20 fucking years off the grid. If he's coming back from the depths of hell, come on. What's it doing? Right, I think right now he's made the higher floors needed for a trend out of the bottom, and you're kind of watching this. He's kind of tracking, interestingly, right? Like this guy is kind of moving in just a straight trend up through pullbacks from many other spaces, and nobody's really watching this. I always think when you see this kind of setup, it's kind of dangerous and doomed to fail. So you pay attention to it. While it runs in the channel, you can keep trading that. But this guy would likely do a lot better to have a correction from this channel. And then, you know, resume his trend that way. But something above this system, a slightly bigger bull flag system, to continue the rotation he's doing, I think would look a lot healthier than what he's doing just straight up right now. And Mara, these guys that were crypto related guys, these guys have been dead money for a while. I think, you know, if you're like looking to play Bitcoin exposure, crypto related things right now, these guys have definitely not been managed the best. Does he have a chance of rallying from this dead zone? Maybe. Riot, these guys died like, you know, a very, very bad death. And I've shown you guys these back here. I've shown you MicroStrategy, right? Bear flags were really obvious. And these guys fucking absolutely ate it. MicroStrategy right now, where is he at? He's actually managed to survive. A little bit weak. If you get on top of this system, this is probably worth paying attention to. MicroStrategy. Mara should have something structurally kind of similar, but I think these guys look pretty weak. I think Coin is probably going to be a better play. If you get like upside action in any of these guys, Coin is like worth watching. Let me take this blue. Bullish is blue. But still watching this guy peel down a little bit, a rotation out of here. The whole space would likely rally, actually, if they all went together. But I think this doesn't look like your best of breed asset at all. I think you want to play him like in setup rotating through that. If he does that, he could be bullish up there, but not really before that, right? Last low, high, last low. He's going to need to rotate and take out this high right here before he's going to really give you a bullish signal. And daily. Yeah, it's still possible to rally from there. All right, that's going to be it, folks. Happy Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know it was a lot. Hope it wasn't too much for you. One thing about this, right, we cover a lot of information. So the name of the game is organization. Don't have to chase everything down, but if you take good notes, you'll be able to make plans on your own time and your own terms and not feel like you're always missing out on stuff and having to look back and know it's been there. It's an OnlyFans. It's here. It's there. I just forgot about it. You know, constantly that ends up being the narrative. You've seen the valuable idea, but you didn't really like latch onto it or organize things well enough to basically take advantage of it when the time came. Just remember, you know, consistency and effort beats talent. So it's not about how smart you are. It's about, you know, what you do over time well, and can repeat. So don't stretch yourself too thin, right? You don't have to get everything that we have on the show, but definitely just, you know, a little organization goes a long way, and a little bit of effort. If you need help with organization, Jans would love to help you do that inside the Discord. He's the king of Notion, and ultimately the folks who do well over time here, that's one of their greatest attributes is the ability to be organized over time. So hope you guys learned a lot, got something from the show. Till next time, motherfuckers, catch you on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just... Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome.